You want to just start by saying your name and what you do at the school?
Yes, my name is Katie Yacovelli and I am the nurse here at the high school.
Hi, I am Ryan Radley. I am a science teacher at Charles O. Dickerson High School.
Mrs. Kuchrak, I teach health and psychology, and I'm the SAC Club advisor.
I'm Megan Vanessa, and I am the college and career counselor at the high school.
I'm Nicole Firestein. Most people, well, adults anyway, know me as Nikki here, and I'm an 11th grade English teacher.
Tell me something that would surprise your students about yourself.
I write songs about my students as an exercise. I think they would be mortified to know that, let alone surprised.
Probably they would be surprised that I'm actually an introvert. So I think kids sometimes see me as being very outgoing because I'm loud, and in the classroom I'm very animated, but I am very much an introvert that has to force myself to be social.
When I was 20 years old, a friend of mine, she and I bought a Westphalia Volkswagen bus. We traveled across the country for about 3 months and ended up living on a commune in Albuquerque, New Mexico for a year.
I went to 4 different colleges before I was a teacher, and when I interviewed at Trumansburg, I did not anticipate being here as long as I have been. This is my 14th year.
And where do you commute from?
From the Dryden-Cortland area.
Wow. Where did you see yourself in the future when you were my age?
When I was 17,
I thought I was going to, in 10 years be a millionaire and have a family in the white picket fence and the entire American dream thing.
We had to do a paper on that when I was your age, and I came across it recently. I was cleaning out papers at my parents' house. I thought I was going to be a hermit living in the woods. I was probably, as you are now, exhausted and stressed and bundle of nerves, and so thankfully that's how it played out for me.
I thought that I was going to college to become an elementary school teacher because I worked with kids in an after-school program and loved it.
I just knew I liked health and I liked the medical fields, so I anticipated something in that direction, but I wasn't really sure where I would end up.
Once I got into working in secondary classrooms, I realized that it wasn't that teaching wasn't the right fit for me, it was just I had to find the right age group for me to work with.
I always wanted to be a vet since I was little, so I took all the right avenues to get there. Took animal science at Cornell and yada yada. I worked at the vet school up there. My grades weren't great, so I ended up not going to Cornell Vet School, but I got into a vet school down in the Caribbean. So I went off to that. As I was there and going through that process, I ended up not passing a histology class and therefore did not make it through the whole vet program and had to completely change my life at that point because it just pulled the rug out from under me.
So I graduated, I went to forestry school. I was going to be a forestry manager, so like a glorified lumberjack that would maximize profits for landowners. So that was plan A.
It really did make me realize that I needed to go back home and go to college because of the fact that I realized minimum wage is definitely not a way to make a future.
Did you ever doubt yourself or were left with no plan at all?
I wouldn't say no plan at all, but doubt myself on a regular basis. Yeah, the early 20 years are confusing for a lot of people.
Oh, a lot, yes.
I definitely, obviously, I changed my mind. And so I think doubting yourself is good.
When I first went to college, I completely doubted myself. It was an entirely new experience and I didn't feel that I was ready for it, which is one of the reasons that I did come home and decide to travel. I went to Webster University in St. Louis, Missouri, and then realized that that wasn't quite what I wanted either, and hence the traveling in a Volkswagen bus.
Are you happy with your current position at the school and decision to stay here?
Absolutely.
Very. There have been other opportunities available, but I know what I have here. The kids are fantastic. I like getting up and coming to work every day, and the administration is supportive, so I appreciate what I have here, very much.
I'm happy, yeah. There's always like things I want to improve and change, and I don't want it to be so routine.
This is definitely my dream job. Coming back into Trumansburg and getting to be a part of the community and the district and getting to know everybody and our amazing students and everybody that I work with. I don't plan on ever leaving. So 30 years from now, I'll retire as like the world's oldest English teacher.
I'm happy, but I'm always looking to improve.
But you can see yourself staying here for years to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I love the people here. I'm lucky.
I'm from Trumansburg, and this is such a small community that I feel that if you don't actively seek, the outside world and to get out of our Trumansburg bubble, actually then stepping outside of the bubble, you're going to be overwhelmed.
A big thing for me is letting students understand that it's okay if you don't know where you're going, or it's okay if you don't know what you want to be, and it's also okay when you get into the workforce if you change your mind. For some students, they'll go to college, they'll stick with one major, they'll start that career field, and they'll stick with it for life, which is beautiful, but it's also just as wonderful if somebody needs to figure it out along the way.
When I was your age, we were told that you have to do this, and you have the parental expectations and teacher expectations and so forth, and it really was that drop kick of the American dream. Now you're off, you go figure it out and do it on your own. And it's horrifying.
I think it all comes down to that life experience and figuring out what is going to make you happy. Because if you have to get up and go to work every day, you might as well enjoy what you're doing. If not, then you should be doing something different.
The last person I gave this advice to, his air quote friends held him down and put a tattoo on his forehead, which said it was something very bless you. So it's surround yourself with good people, and good things will happen to you.
Drivers look bad people when you get sexually explicit forehead tattoos.
Yep, you can Google it. You can
I
find
know.
his face.
You told me. I've heard the story.